everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I just wanted to do a quick video so that I could get it scheduled and posted for you because it is something that is important. So today I want to talk to you about potential scams in the travel industry and how you can very well fall victim to one, especially if you are not working with a travel advisor. So there have been some situations that as agents we've been made aware of from very large companies, cruise companies. A couple to name would be Celebrity, Royal Caribbean. There's also airlines, our big ones, Air Canada, WestJet, along with many other different suppliers. No supplier is prone from this, although some of the larger and more popular suppliers and tour operators do seem to have a lot more activity when it comes to fraudulent scams and things like that to try and get people's personal information and payments. So an example would be if you are going to a website to do research on your own, which is completely fine. A lot of people do that. You are going to want to make sure that you know that you are on the legitimate and secure tour operator website. So a couple things that you're going to look for. If you're just Googling the website, so if you're looking for, say, Celebrity Cruises by chance, if you're off one letter or you mix around two letters, this is how scammers and hackers prey on the public. So it's very easy when you're typing really quick or you're Googling not to pay 150% attention to what you're clicking on. They will flip letters or omit one letter or something, and the logos look the same. The site is scarily familiar, but it's not actually the site that you think you're on. So if you're on this site and you're looking around and you happen to sign up for a newsletter or put a vacation, get a quote on a vacation, or any of these things where you're entering some of your information, it may be going into the wrong hands. Another thing you would want to look at is to make sure that the website's secure. So a lot of times the websites will have like an HTTPS instead of just an HTTP. When Googling a company name, so say you Google Sunwing, and when you get to the main page for your browser and you have like, Sunwing Vacations and this and that and everything else, there are oftentimes a sponsored at the top. These sponsored ones are not always the legitimate site. Sometimes they are, one of these scammers or hackers who have paid for a spot in Google listings to make sure that their ranking is higher, because people will automatically think that a sponsored ad is reputable and legitimate, so they would click on that one first. Phone numbers are another thing. You could be off one digit, and the scammers and the hackers and these people run businesses. Like, they are very sophisticated, and they run call centers overseas where they are pretending to be, let's say, Air Canada Vacations. So you call and you have a question, and you actually, like, they have flight information and everything, because it's not hard for people to go on the legitimate site and get the flight numbers, the flight times, things like that. So the important thing is just making sure that you're staying safe, making sure that you're using a travel advisor, because using a travel advisor is always a good way to go, because we're not using the public sites in browsers and things like that. So we're booking direct with the supplier, and that way, you're going to avoid any sort of mishaps. So that's just something that I thought was very important to talk to you about today, and just to help keep you safe. Of course, research those vacations, go online, look things up, but just be mindful of the sites that you're visiting and the numbers that you're calling. Have a great day.